Hello everyone, my name is Nidhi Chauhan. I'm assistant professor in Gandhi School of Pharmacy, which is in Suresh Gandhi University. So today we are going to discuss about the topic aromatic amines, which comes in your pharmaceutical organic chemistry second, and this is in your third semester. So today's learning objective is that we are going to study about the aromatic amines, the nomenclature, the IUPAC nomenclature, their common names, and the IUPAC system, their nomenclature. And also, we are going to learn about the physical property, basicity, and here the student outcome will be that they are going to know about the aromatic amines. What are the aromatic amines? How the amines have the functional group? What is the functional group of amines, and how they are attached to the the aromatic benzene ring, and how they got their name, and according to the IUPAC system and according to the common name system. And also we are going to know about they are also going to know about the properties of aromatic amines, that they are, what are their physical properties, what are their melting points, what are the boiling points, what is their solubility, and here basicity, what is their basicity, and what are the effect of the substituent, if some substituent is attaching or the attached on the aromatic amine. So what will be the effect of this substituent on the basicity of your aromatic amines? So here we are going to study about these things. The learning objectives are these, and the student outcomes are these. Now, firstly, the aromatic amines. So, what are the aromatic amines? The amines consequent an important class of organic compound derived by replacing one or more hydrogen atom of ammonia molecule by alkyl group, and like alkylamine and or alkyl group aromatic amines. So here it is said that the amines are of two types. One is your alkylamines and the second one is your aromatic amines. So here it is written that it is an important class of the organic compounds that can be derived by replacing one or more hydrogen, that we can replace one or more hydrogen from this ammonia molecule, and there we can add alkyl group or can add a aryl group. If we add alkyl group, then it will be a alkylamine, and if we add the aroma or the aryl group, then it will be your aromatic amines. Next, in nature, they occur among proteins, vitamins, alkaloids. For example, like opium, alkaloids, morphine, codeine, nicotine, alkaloids of tobacco, etc. Means in nature, they are in the natural sources. They are present in their. They occur in these amines are occur in proteins, vitamins, alkaloids, and for example, given like opium alkaloidal, morphine, codeine, nicotine alkaloids of tobacco. So here in tobacco, alkaloids are present and which are having this amines group. And hormones also present in the naturally. In hormones also, these amines are present naturally. So the synthetic examples includes polymer, dyestuffs, and drugs. So here synthetically, which we yield. These examples are that includes polymers, dyestuff, and your drugs, and two biological active compounds. So the two biological active compounds are your adrenaline and nephedrine. Both containing secondary amino group are used to increase blood pressure. So here these are the biological active compounds that are used to increase your blood pressure, and both of them contain secondary amino group. And these are your adrenaline and your nephedrine. Next is your novocaine, a synthetic amino compound, is used as an anesthetic in dentistry. Dentistry means in your teeth, dentist uses this novocaine as an anesthetic, and this is a synthetic amino compound, and this is used in your dentistry. When there's something about your teeth, means here root canal, or there is a need of your anesthesia, then this novocaine is used, which because it is a anesthetic also, and it is a synthetic amino compound, and in this there is a amine present. That is why it is a synthetic amino compound. Secondly, it is a Benadryl. Second example is your Benadryl. So Benadryl, a well-known antihistaminic drug, also contain tertiary amino group. So in your Benadryl, which is your antihistaminic drug, that also contain your tertiary amino group. In that antihistaminic drug, there is a presence of this tertiary amino group, means there is a presence of this amines, and this is a Benadryl, and which is an antihistaminic drug. Now, thirdly, quaternary ammonium salts are used as surfactant. So these quaternary ammonium salts are also used as your surfactant, and which increases the surface tension. And diazonium salts are intermediates in the preparation of a variety of aromatic compounds, including dyes and starting material in the preparation of many substituted benzene compounds. So here diazonium salts are your intermediates. These are the intermediates that are used in the preparation of various aromatic compounds. This diazonium salt, which also contains the amines that are used as an intermediate in the preparation of various aromatic compounds. That includes your dyes, and also used as a starting material in the preparation of many substituted benzene compounds. In the many benzene substituted compounds, these diazonium salts are used for the preparation both in the laboratory scale or in the industrial scale, both in small scale or in the large scale. So here again, amines are your important class that are that are the organic compounds that are derived. They are derived by replacing. We can replace one or more hydrogen atom from this ammonia. Ammonia is having the NH3. So here we can replace this one or hydrogen from that ammonia molecule, and by this alkyl group, if we replace it by the alkyl group, then it will be a alkylamine, and if we will replace it by the aryl group, then it will be your aromatic amines. So here, amine constitutes an important class of organic compound that are derived by replacing one or more hydrogen atom of ammonia molecule by alkyl group or by the alkyl group. If it will be alkyl group, then it is your alkylamine. If it will be your aryl group, then it will be your aromatic amine. And the natural, which we where the naturally the amines are present, they are the protein, vitamins, alkaloids, and hormones. And synthetically, they are present in your polymers, dyestuffs, and your drugs. And the both two biological active compounds are your adrenaline and your epinephrine. Both have the secondary amino group and are used for the to increase the blood pressure. And novocaine is used as a anesthetic in your dentistry. Next is the Benadryl. Benadryl, which is the antihistaminic drug, which is also contain your tertiary amino group. And the quaternary ammonium salts are used as a surfactant. These diazonium salts are also used as your intermediate or used in the preparation of many many substituents of your benzene, and the both in laboratory as well as in industrial scale. Next is your amines can be considered as derivatives of ammonia obtained by replacement of one, two, or three hydrogen atom by alkyl or by aryl group. For example, here given. Here you can see that the amines are considered because they are the derivatives of ammonia, because from the ammonia these hydrogen atoms are replaced, and an alkyl or alkyl groups are attached. So these are obtained by replacement of one, two, or all the three hydrogen atoms by alkyl or by your alkyl group. For example, here given, this is your CH3NH2, C6, this is your alkyl because this is the hydrogen is replaced by the alkyl group. So this is your alkyl amine. Next is your C6H5NH2. This is your aryl because this H is replaced by the aryl group. So this is your C6H5NH2. Next is your CH3NHCH3. So here it is replaced by the two hydrogens are replaced by this two alkyl group. So this is your secondary amines. Next is your this ammonia hydrogens. All the ammonium hydrogens are replaced by the alkyl groups, and these are alkyl groups, and these are tertiary amines. So here the functional group is your N. See here N is showing the lone pair, and here these are the amines, and R represent your hydrogen or hydrocarbon chain, or you can say the hydrocarbon, or you can say the R represent your alkyl or your aryl group. So these are your amines, which are the derivatives of your ammonia, and these are replaced by your one or two or three, all the hydrogen atoms by your alkyl, and or you can say by your aryl groups. Next, classification of amines. So here you can see the first figure. This is your primary amine. Second is your secondary amine. Third is your tertiary amine. So here you can primary amines means 1 GD amines are those that in which one alkyl or aryl C6H5NH2 group attached to the nitrogen atom. You can see here primary amine, the ammonia contains the 3 hydrogen atom. So in your primary one hydrogen is replaced by your one alkyl or by your aryl group. So this is known as your primary amine. Now in the case of secondary amine, so in case of secondary amine, you can see here there are the only one hydrogen is present, means two hydrogens are replaced by this alkyl group, or you can say by the aryl group. So this is your secondary secondary amine. And in the tertiary amine, you can see here all the 3 hydrogens from this ammonia group are replaced by this alkyl groups. So these are all are replaced by the alkyl or by the aryl. Then this is your tertiary amine. Now here quaternary amines. Though an ion in which nitrogen is bonded to 4 alkyl or aryl group and bears a positive charge, because nitrogen is having a lone pair. So if all the 4 positions of this nitrogen um, is bonded by the alkyl or by the aryl group, then the nitrogen will contain the positive charge, and it will um, see, this is your quaternary amine. So again, I'm telling you this classification of amines, that they are classified into 4 categories. That is your primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine, and quaternary amine. In your primary amine, you can see one alkyl, one hydrogen from this amine, means from this ammonia, is replaced by the alkyl group, replaced by the alkyl or the aryl group. Second case, in your secondary amine, you can see 2 hydrogens are replaced, 2 hydrogen from this ammonia, or you can say the amine, are replaced by this 2 alkyl or the aryl groups. Okay, or the tertiary, you can say that the 3 alkyl or the aryl groups, 3 hydrogens are replaced by these 3 alkyl or the aryl group. But in case of quaternary, an ion in which your hydrogen, because the nitrogen is having one pair of electron pair, one pair of electron pair, means 2 electrons are present. So here that are shared by these uh, uh, um, another 4th alkyl group or your aryl group. So here you can see in the example, all the 4 nitrogen is bonded by the 4 side, 4 alkyl groups. So that is why here the nitrogen is bearing this positive charge. And here the classification of primary amines, one alkyl or aryl group attached to the nitrogen atom. Here you can see one aryl or alkyl is attached to the nitrogen atom. Secondary amine, 2 alkyl, see 2 alkyl or aryl are attached to the nitrogen atom. Now in tertiary amine, three alkyl or aryl groups are attached to the nitrogen atom. And in case of quaternary, an ion in which nitrogen is bonded to four alkyl or aryl group, and that is why it is bearing this positive charge. Next is your amines are further divided into aliphatic, aromatic, heterocyclic amines. Um, So here amines are divided into your three categories that are your aliphatic, aromatic, heterocyclic. So here aliphatic amine you can see in your aliphatic first is your aliphatic amine. So in this aliphatic amine, an amine is in which nitrogen is bonded only to alkyl group. So in aliphatic amine, you know that in aliphatic amine, an amine is attached to this nitrogen ring, and is nitrogen is bonded only to the alkyl group. So in this case, the amine in which nitrogen is bonded to your alkyl group, means here aliphatic ring is attached to the NH2. They are known as aliphatic amine. Next is your aromatic amines. So aromatic amines, an amine in which nitrogen is bonded to one or more aryl group. So aromatic amines, in case of aromatic amine, you can see here the example that an amine in which this nitrogen is bonded to one or more aryl groups. So here you can see this is your aryl group, and this is your primary aromatic amine. Why this is primary? Because here two hydrogens are present and one hydrogen is replaced by this aryl group. Secondly, this is N-methyl alkene. In this case, you can see two hydrogen are replaced. One hydrogen is replaced by this alkyl, and the second hydrogen is replaced by this aryl group. So this is your secondary aromatic amine, and this is your N-methyl amine. Third is your benzyl dimethylamine. So here you can see the N, which is having the lone pair also. Here lone pair are also shown. So here the three hydrogens are replaced by this alkyl groups or aryl groups. So here this name is benzyl because benzyl is this portion, and two dimethyls are present. This is known as your tertiary aliphatic amines. Next is your heterocyclic amine. So in your heterocyclic amine, an amine in which nitrogen is one of the atom of a ring. So here in this case, you can see here the nitrogen is a part of this ring. So this is your heterocyclic amines where the atom is a part of the ring. They are known as heterocyclic rings. So here the first one is your heterocyclic aliphatic amines. So here you can see its name is pyrrolidine because here this is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is pyrrolidine, and this is your piperidine, and both of them are your heterocyclic aliphatic amines because this is 6 carbon ring and this is your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your 5, and this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is your 6. So this is your pyrrolidine and this is your piperidine. Next is your heterocyclic aromatic amine. So in this case, this is your pyrrole, this is your pyridine, and in this case, you can see here, this is your aromatic. These are the aromatic amines because these are containing this double bond, and there is a resonance also. So this is your heterocyclic aromatic amines. First one is your pyrrole, second one is your pyridine. So here you can see one thing also, that here N is having 1 hydrogen, and in this case it is not having, it is having this 1, 2, 3. It is attached to the 3 side. So here amines are further divided into 3 categories, that is your aliphatic, aromatic, heterocyclic. So the aliphatic amines are your amines which are bonded to your alkyl group, aromatic which are bonded to your aryl, and your heterocyclic where amine where nitrogen is a part of the ring, that is your heterocyclic amine. Next is the nomenclature. So in your nomenclature, according to the common name system, here formed from the name of the alkyl group bonded to the nitrogen, followed by the suffix amine, the prefix di, tri, tetra are used to describe 2, 3, or 4 identical substituents. So in this case, in the common name, alkyl amines. Here the name will be according to this alkyl amine. Firstly, what is the alkyl chain? Then the amine will be written as a suffix. So here, and if there are 2 or 3 or 4, 5 substituents are added, then the prefixes di, tri, tetra are used to describe that how many substituents are there. So here in the first example, you can see here they are written ethylamine. So here you can see this blue color show here that CH3 CH2 means ethyl is attached, and NH2 this that is your amine, that is why it is written amine. So name alkyl amine. So alkyl is your ethyl because two carbons are present. That is why ethyl amine. Second example is your ethyl dimethyl amine. So here how many? This is your main chain. This is your main chain. So here two methyl groups are attached. That is why ethyl dimethylamine. Next is your tetrabutyl ammonium chloride, because here you can see a chloride is attached. This is your ammonia and this is your tetrabutyl because 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your tetrabutyl ammonium chloride is present on the 4 carbon atom. 4 is written here. That is why it is your tetrabutyl ammonium chloride. Next is your cyclohexyl because this cyclohexyl group is attached to this nitrogen, and dimethyl. This is your dimethyl and amine. So this is according to the common name system. Next is your according to IUPAC, the aliphatic amine replace the suffix E of the parent alkane by amine. So here you can, in this, the E is replaced by the E of this alkyl, or you can say the aliphatic is replaced by the amine. So here we take the example of the longest continuous chain of the carbon atom determine the root name. So here you will see in this example, this is the longest chain of the carbon atom. So we are giving it the number. So the E in alkane name is replaced changes to amine, and number shows the position of the amino group along the chain. And other substituents on the carbon chain are given number, and the prefix N is used for each substituent on nitrogen. So see here, here name is given 1, 2. So on the second position, this amine is group present, and this is your alkane. Butane is your alkane. So the from butane spelling is your Butane. So from here, Ne is replaced by this amine. See, the E in alkane name is changes to amine. So here this E is replaced by amine, and on the second position this amine group is attached. That is why we are giving the number 2. So 2-butanamine, butanamine. So its name is 2-butanamine. Next is your this here. Along with this NH2, CHC, other substituent or is added here. So here, first of all, we will give it number 1, 2, 3, 4. And according to the one number, amine is present on the 1. And on the third, here is the methyl groups. So here we will write here, firstly, the methyl, we will name it methyl. So here on the third position, this is your 3-methyl and 1-butanamine. Next is your this N-methyl. So here you can see 4 N-methyl, 2-butanamine, because here on this amine group, here CH3 group is also attached to this amine, not to this chain. That is why here N-methyl, N means here on this N amine. So here N-methyl, because here methyl group is present. On the second position, butane is butanamine, because on the second position this amine is present. That is why it is named 2-butanamine. Fourth is your 2,4-N tetramethyl 3-hexanamine. So here you can see if you give it a number. So here the number goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. So here on the second and the third position, fourth position, methyl groups are present. And on the N position, also the two methyl are present. So here all the four methyl groups, so here written 2, 4. On the 2 and the fourth position, methyl groups are present, and on the N means N means two methyl groups are present. That is why we are writing here N. So here two methyl groups are present. So this N, two methyl. So here tetramethyl, 1, 2, 3, 4. Four methyl groups are present. 2, 4, N, tetramethyl, 3 hexamine. On the third position, this amine group is present. 3, and this is your longest chain is a hexa 6 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here its name is 2, 2, 4, N, tetramethyl, 3 hexanamine. So next is your this. So this is your propanamine, 1, 2, 3. So on the second position, there is an amine group. So that is why its name is 2-propanamine. Now here it is your, they show the RS system. This is the stereochemistry according to, and this is your aromatic ring. And here you will write here one, this is your longest chain. So here from here you will write here on the first position, your phenyl group is, phenyl is present. One phenyl ethanamine. So this is your ethanamine. 1, 2, 2 carbon atoms are there, and on the first also this this is attached. This amine is present. That is why here written 1 phenyl ethanamine. Next is your 1,6 hexane diamine. So this is your 6, and on the first and the sixth position, these amines are present. So here 1,6 hexane diamine is written. Next is your aromatic amines. Aromatic amines have an amine group that is NH2 attached directly to the aromatic ring. So here you will see that this NH2 is directly attached to this aromatic ring. That is why these are known as aryl amines. So the aromatic amines are also known as aryl amine. So example is your phenylamine, that is your aniline. Secondly is your 2-methylphenylamine, that is your 2-methylamine. And thirdly it is a 4-nitrophenylamine, that is your 4-nitroaniline. Because on this position you can see here the on the fourth position this nitro group is present, or you can say the para-nitroamine, aniline. So here this is your aniline. This whole structure is known as aniline. Next, this is your aniline on the first position. This is and on the second position, the methyl group is attached. That is why it is named 2-methylaniline. Next is your, this is according to IUPAC, and this is according to the common system. And this in this also you can see here are 4-nitroaniline, and according to IUPAC system, it is named here 4-nitro because on the fourth position nitro group is present. Nitro substituent is added. So here 4-nitrophenyl, phenyl, that is your phenyl ring, and phenylamine present. Next, the compound with two NH2 groups are named by adding the suffix diamine. So here the compounds here, see, you can see here there is a 2 NH2 groups are attached. So here we will use the suffix diamine and to the name of the corresponding alkane or aromatic compound. So here you will see on the first and the sixth position, the hexane is attached, and its name is 1,6-hexane diamine. Next is your two amine groups are present on this benzene ring. So it is named benzene. This is your benzene, and one on the one position and the fourth position, this amine are present. That is why it is named benzene 1,4-diamine, or you can also write here 1,4-benzene diamine. Next is your structure and stereochemistry of amines. So here, alkyl amines have structures quite similar to ammonia. Yeah, amines, alkyl amines have those structures which are similar to your ammonia. So the geometry of the sp3 hybridized nitrogen atom bonded to 3 atom or groups is trigonal pyramidal. So here the structure of this sp3 hybridized nitrogen atom, which is bonded to the 3 atoms, which is bonded to the 3 atoms. So its structure is your trigonal pyramidal. and or approximately tetrahedral with nitrogen at the apex of the pyramid, because nitrogen is on the apex of the pyramid. Depending upon the composition of the amine, the three sp3 hybridized orbital form sigma bond with the hydrogen atom or the carbon bond of the alkyl group that are directed toward downwards to form a trigonal base of the pyramid. So here you can see this nitrogen is this is your nitrogen, this is your sp3 hybridized orbital, and this it is the sigma bonds. You can see here the sigma bonds are bonded to the three carbon at you can see the atoms which can be your hydrogen atom or your alkyl carbon atom, so which are downwards. These are downwards, and these are forming as a trigonal base of this pyramid. Since the lone pair of the nitrogen on electron on nitrogen, so here the lone pair which is present on the nitrogen is considered the fourth group. So here this is considered as the fourth group, and since the lone pair of the electron on nitrogen is considered the fourth group, which makes the arrangement of group around nitrogen to be approximately tetrahedral. So here it is showing that it is like the structure of the tetrahedral, approximately like the tetrahedral, because of this lone pair present on this nitrogen atom. So here these three structures are given, which are the description of this. Sorry. This is your primary, secondary, and your tertiary amine. So here the angle between these are 107, as you can see, because this is the hydrogen, and here in the secondary it is also 107-degree angle between this carbon and this hydrogen and this nitrogen. And here the two on this in the tertiary, you can see here the two carbons are attached. That is why it is having 108-degree angle. So here it is said that this is nitrogen, the sp3 hybridized nitrogen atom is your attached to these three atoms, which can be which is your carbon or your hydrogen. So these are acting as a trigonal of this pyramid, base of the pyramid. And this lone pair, due to this lone pair, this is considered as a fourth group. So it is making the arrangement of the group around the nitrogen like to be a approximately your tetrahedral structure. Next, due to the presence of your lone pair of electron, there is a repulsion between the lone pair and your bond pair. Okay. As a result, the bond angle between the two adjacent hydrogen atom or alkyl group in primary and secondary amine decreases from a tetrahedral angle of 109.5 to 107 degree. So here, due to the presence of a lone pair is present on this nitrogen atom. Lone pair is present on this nitrogen atom, and there is a repulsion. So here, due to this lone pair, there is a repulsion between the bond angle and this lone pair. So the bond angle, here the bond angle between the two adjacent hydrogen atom or your alkyl group in the primary and the secondary amine decreases. So here the angle decreases from tetrahedral, because the tetrahedral angle is your 109.5, and here it is showing that it is having 107 degree, because which is due to the presence of the lone pair, and due to this lone pair there is a repulsion between the lone pair and your bond pair. So that is why it is the angle is decreases from 109.5 to 107 degree. But in case of tertiary amine, the CNC, that is your bond angle, is 108. So here the angle is your 108, and the CN bond distance in all the aliphatic amine is 1.47 angstrom. And the aryl amines also have a pyramidal arrangement of bond around nitrogen, but the pyramid, as in case of aniline, is shown shallower. So in aryl amines also have a pyramidal arrangement of bond around nitrogen atom, but this pyramidal, as in the case of aniline, is somewhat shallower. So as a consequence of the tetrahedral geometry of the tertiary amine in which all the alkyl groups bonded to the nitrogen are different, as in case of ethyl and methylamine, then this molecule is a chiral and can exist in a pair of enantiomers. As you can see here, the enantiomers. This is your S and this is your R. Next, it has been observed that through these tertiary amines are chiral, but they optically inactive because the enantiomer cannot be resolved as they undergo rapid interconversion by a process called pyramidal inversion. And during this process, there is a rapid oscillation of nitrogen atom from one side of the plane to the another side of the plane. And in the transition state of this inversion process, there is a rehybridization of the nitrogen to planar sp2 symmetry with the lone pair of electron lying in the unhybridized 2p orbiter. So the nitrogen completes the inversion process and become sp3 hybridized again. So here you can see this is your S in enantiomer tetrahedral and this is your transition state. And here you can see this is your R enantiomer tetrahedral state. Next, the physical property and characteristic of amines. So here the low aliphatic amines are gaseous in nature and they are having the fishy smell. So the primary amines with 3 or 4 carbon atoms are liquid at room temperature, whereas higher ones are your solids. And aniline and other aryl amines are generally colorless, but they get colored if stored in open due to atmospheric oxidation. So aniline or aryl amines are your colorless, but they are colorful due to if they are stored open due to the atmospheric oxidation, because their atmospheric oxidation occurs. So lower aliphatic amines can form hydrogen bond with water molecules, hence they are soluble in water. And increase in the size of hydrophobic alkyl part increases the molecular mass of your amines, which result in decrease in its solubility in water. And your higher amines are your insoluble in water, and they are organic solvents like your alcohol, benzene, and ethers. They are soluble in these. Higher amines are soluble in these organic solvents. And alcohol have higher polarity as compared to amines, and hence they form stronger intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So here alcohols have higher polarity as compared to your amines. So they form a hydrogen bonding. So these are the primary and secondary amines, and are always engaged in the intermolecular association as a result of hydrogen bonding between nitrogen of one and hydrogen of the other molecule. So intermolecular association is more prominent in case of primary amines as compared to the secondary due to the availability of two hydrogen atom, because primary is having the two hydrogen atom and secondary is having only one hydrogen atom. So there the intermolecular association is more prominent in case of your primary amine. In tertiary, there is no intermolecular association because there is the absence of this hydrogen atom. And the order of boiling of amine is your boiling point of amine is primary, then secondary and tertiary. Here from this example, these are the physical properties of some amine and comparable oxygen containing compound. So here you can see the butylamine, diethylamine, butyl alcohol, dipropylamine, amines, and your ethers. So here once primary, secondary, and tertiary. So molecular mass you can see here, and the boiling point you can see. The primary is having the most, and this secondary. And here you can see this is miscible, this is miscible, and this is this much miscible. All three classes of amine can engage in hydrogen bonding with water, but amines with lower mass are quite soluble in water, and the borderline of the solubility in water is at 5 or 6 carbon atoms. So here basicity of amines. So amines are basic because they possesses a pair of unshared electrons. Here they are having an unshared pair of electrons, and they can share this electron with other atoms. And the greater the electron density, the more basic the molecule. And these groups that donate or supply electrons, which increases the basicity of amines, while groups that decreases the electron density around the nitrogen decreases the basicity of the molecule. So whereas in ammonia, no such releasing group attached. So obviously the basicity of this ammonia is much less than the alkyl amine. Next, the basicity in the gas phase and in the aqueous phase. In the gas phase, this is given the order of base strength, and in the aqueous phase, the order of basicity and increase in basicity. So solubility of amine in water. So what is the solubility of amine in water? The small amines are soluble in water. All the amines can form a hydrogen bond with water, even the tertiary also. So here the solubility falls as the hydrocarbon chain get longer. So noticeably, so after about 6 carbon, the hydrogen chain have to force their way between water molecule, breaking hydrogen atom between water molecule. However, they does not replace them by anything as strong as for the process of forming a solution become less and less energetic feasibly as chain length grow. So the water solubility of primary and secondary amine is similar that of the alcohol, and as expected, the water solubility of primary the tertiary amine and ethers is also similar. So this comparison, however, are valid only for pure compound in neutral water. So here this is your differences, and in water the ammonia salt and secondary and primary undergo solvation effects. So here you can see this is going to a solvation effect due to the hydrogen bonding and to much greater degree that ammonium salt of tertiary amine. So this is your tertiary amine. And these solvation effects increases the electron density of the amine and nitrogen to a greater degree than the inductive effect of alkyl group. And here the boiling point of amine. So here this is the boiling point of amine, and it is depend upon the hydrogen bonding. So here the primary, secondary, and tertiary have different boiling point, and primary is having two hydrogen for the hydrogen bonding. So it is having higher boiling point than your isomeric tertiary secondary amine, and the tertiary amine is having more boiling point than your tertiary amines because it is not having any hydrogen bonding. So here next, the reason for the higher boiling point of a primary amine is that the hydrogen bond with each other as well as van der Waals dispersion force and dipole-dipole interaction. Here you can see the hydrogen bonding between this. Next, this is the boiling point of the secondary amine is much little lower than the primary amines with the same number of carbon atom, but the secondary amines still form hydrogen bond, but having the nitrogen atom in the middle of the chain rather than at the end makes the permanent dipole on the molecule slightly less. That is why the lower boiling point is due to the lower dipole-dipole interaction in your dimethylamine compared to your ethylamine. So this is your basicity of aromatic amine according to their effect of resonance. So here you can see the pKa value. This is your 9.38 and this is your 3.3. So here this is a decreased basicity of aniline and other aromatic amine. This is due to the delocalization of lone pair of electron on nitrogen or over ortho and the para position of the aromatic ring. And due to this resonance stabilization, the resonance energy for aniline is itna, which is more than benzene. So here you can see the aniline on protonation forms the anilinium ion, and no resonance is possible in the cyclohexanol amine, but it lowers its basicity in comparison to cyclohexylamine, in which no resonance is possible. So effect of hybridization. So what is the effect of hybridization in this? So here the basicity, reduced basicity of the aromatic amine in comparison to cyclohexylamine or other aliphatic amine is due to that there is a carbon atom to which the amino group is bonded to the sp2 hybridized. But in case of cyclohexylamine or another aliphatic amines, these are bearing the amino groups that are sp3 hybridized. So this is the effect, and in fact the benzene ring of the aromatic ring is also act as an electron withdrawing group. So in comparison to this cyclohexane ring. So plus I and minus I effect depending upon the type of substituent and the substituent aromatic amine can be basic or less basic in comparison to aniline. So donating group that the electron donating substituents increases the reactivity of the aromatic ring, while this because of the plus I effect tends to increase the electron density on the nitrogen. As result, the lone pair of the electron is easily available for protonation. Now, this is the increased basicity of aniline and other arylamine derivatives is due to the presence of electron releasing substituent carrying lone pair of electron at ortho para position, which makes their lone pair easily available to the benzene ring due to the mesomeric effect. Besides, it has been observed that the base enhancing effect is more pronounced at para position than that of the ortho position. So here you can see the resonance is happening, and this resonance structure tends to increase the electron density on the nitrogen atom, but no such resonance structures possible for meta-methoxyaniline. But here, this is on the ortho and the para position. This is your para position, and no such is present on this meta-methoxyaniline. So electron withdrawing substituents like your chlorine, nitrocyanide, CO decreases the basicity of the aromatic ring, because this is the decrease in basicity is due to the electron withdrawing inductive effect of this group, as a result of which the lone pair of electron on nitrogen is not easily available for photonation, hence decreased basicity. Beside, the electron withdrawing substituent tend to increase the positive charge on the substitute anilinium ion, thereby decreasing its stability relative to aniline. Here, you can see here it is observed that the decrease in basicity is more pronounced when electron withdrawing substituent is present at para position than when it is present at meta position. It is for the reason that para nitroaniline, that is your 4-nitroaniline, is a weaker base in comparison to your meta nitroaniline, that is your 3-nitroaniline. Hence, the lone pair of the electron is less readily available for protonation, decreases density, and in case of your meta-nitroaniline, no such structures as structure B is possible, and only electron withdrawing inductive effect operates, which makes the lone pair of electron comparatively more readily available for protonation, hence increased basicity. Next, these are the depending upon the type of substituent aromatic amine can be more basic or less basic in comparison to your aniline. So steric effect indirectly affect the basicity of aromatic amine by interfering with their resonance stabilization. So for this reason, any factor that prevent atoms from attaining coplanarity reduces resonance, and thereby they are reducing the chance of availability of the one pair of electron on nitrogen, and in turn resulting in the increase in base strength. So here you can see the increased basicity of NN dimethyl. This is your given NN dimethyl aniline, or you can see or you can say NN dimethyl O-toluidine. In this case, you will see that this is the effect of this bulky O-methyl group. That is your methyl group pushes the methyl group on nitrogen out of the plane of the aromatic ring because of the p orbital on nitrogen atom containing the lone pair of electron is no longer parallel to the p orbital. So this lone pair, and as a result of coplanarity, it is prevented, thereby preventing delocalization of the lone pair of electron on nitrogen over ortho-para position of the aromatic ring. So the lone pair of nitrogen in turn is easily available for protonation. However, no such steric factor operates in NN dimethyl aniline, and that is why the lone pair of electron on nitrogen can easily be delocalized to the onto the aromatic ring. This lone pair on this nitrogen is delocalized on the aromatic ring, and this is thus unavailable for protonation. So this is the reason why this NN dimethyl O-toluidine or NN dimethyl aniline is more basic in comparison to NN dimethyl aniline. NN26 tetramethylamine is more basic in comparison to NN dimethyl aniline. This is your O-toluidine and this is your NN26 tetramethyl aniline. These are more basic than that aniline. Next, these are the questions, some of the questions. Which of the following compound is expected to be most basic? So answer is your D, that is your ethylamine. Next, which of the following statement is true about methylamine? So answer is your C, that is your methylamine is stronger base than your ammonia. Next, which is what is the characteristic smell of liquid amine? So answer is your A, fish-like smell. By the presence of a halogen atom in the ring, what is the effect of this on basic properties of aniline? Because the halogen atom is electron withdrawing. So here, the answer is your in A. Which of the following have less melting point than amine? Phosphine. Which of the following amine has highest boiling point? That is your D, dipropylamine. What is the correct decreasing order of the basic character of the 3-amine and ammonia? B, decreasing order of the basic character. Unpleasant smelling carbylamines are found by heating alkyl and chloroform with which of the following? Answer is D, any primary amine. Which of the following is most basic? B, that is your most basic. Secondary amine. Which statement is an incorrect statement? Amine from hydrogen bond. Ethylamine has higher boiling point than propane. Methylamine is more basic than ammonia. Dimethylamine is less basic than methylamine. So the answer is your D. This is your incorrect statement. Diethylamine is less basic than methylamine. These are the references. So the next topic about the aromatic amines, about the reactions, about their method of preparation, we will study in the next lecture. So thank you so much for today's lecture.